Hey, friends! Well, I went to the movies again this week. I just got the hankering to see a movie, and if I'd had my druthers, I'd have gone to see Ghostbusters Afterlife again. Seriously, you should go see that. But toward the end of the month, my resources run low, and I knew I had to make a review video for you, so that meant seeing a movie I hadn't gone to before. And I was thrilled, and ecstatic, and overjoyed to find that The Eternals was still playing. So once again, I had the opportunity to not buy a ticket for it and see something else instead. That something else was Clifford the Big Red Dog. That's right. I went to a kids movie instead of The Eternals. If I'm gonna see a childish movie for children, I figure it ought to be made that way on purpose. So I opted for Clifford. Well, this movie was kind of a blind pick going in since I didn't know that much about it. I have read the Clifford books, but that was years ago when I was like 5. So I didn't know what to expect. And then I saw that John Cleese was in the cast, and that decided me. Besides, it's about a dog, so I knew I'd at least like that much about it. The story is about an abandoned red puppy who's found by John Cleese and taken into his animal rescue endeavor, connecting pets with just the right people in need. One of those people is a girl named Emily. She's unhappy because she's been picked on at school by the snooty rich kids for being financially challenged. Her mom is a paralegal and is called away on a business trip. Being a single mom, she's forced to enlist her dopey loser brother to play babysitter. This is when Emily meets John Cleese and soon acquires the red puppy, which she names Clifford. The next morning, Clifford has grown to ginormous size, and as you can imagine, havoc soon ensues. Part of said havoc comes from evil Jeff Bezos here. He runs a corporation called LifeGrow, and LifeGrow is all about making giant animals. Why? Because you can get more hamburgers out of a giant cow than you can from a regular one. Seeing Clifford on the news, he sets out to steal the dog and extract the secret of his growth from Clifford's DNA. However, Clifford's size is based on how much the girl loves him, which is kind of a nice way to explain Clifford's growth, and it's kind of sweet too. With the help of the dopey uncle, a fellow student from school, and neighborhood residents, Emily fights to keep Clifford from the evil Jeff Bezos-looking guy. You know, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this way more than I thought I would going in. The dog is all CGI, and while it looks a little wonky sometimes, the CGI is mostly well done. I like the overall tone of the picture, and the movie has a lovely score. The music is very nice and fits the mood. The cast is the best part, I think. Emily is played by Darby Camp, who does the precocious kid thing, but not to the point of being annoying. I really liked her. Jack Whitehall is the dopey uncle, and he's good too. Tony Hale plays evil Jeff Bezos. All in all, up and down the bill, a fine cast. And John Cleese's character is a Time Lord. No, seriously. And when I say a Time Lord, I mean a good one. Not this annoying faker idiot wannabe. Cleese has set up shop in a tent that's bigger on the inside and smaller on the outside, which is what the characters say. a phrase almost directly lifted from Doctor Who when people are describing the TARDIS. Also, John Cleese has a connection to Doctor Who. He cameoed in an episode of a Tom Baker adventure called The City of Death, when the TARDIS plunks itself down in an art gallery, and Cleese played a patron who thinks the TARDIS is an art exhibit. So it's kind of cool to have him play a sort of a Time Lord in Clifford. Although really, he's more of a quietly magical being who helps people by supplying them with magical pets. So in his case, animal rescue means the animals rescue the people. His character is named Bridwell, after the creator of Clifford the Big Red Dog, which is a sweet tribute to the author. Bridwell also penned one of my favorite books, which we talked about a couple of Halloweens ago, namely, How to Care for Your Monster. He did at least 3 books based on this concept, and you'll still find people, like me, who remember and love them. But Clifford was his big claim to fame, and now the giant dog has been brought to life on the movie screen. I think this is just fine for kids. Evil Jeff Bezos is more incompetent than scary. In fact, the only scary moment is when a sheep in the lab acts like a ram and headbutts the plexiglass of its cage. It's meant to be funny, but that made one kid in the audience black for a bit. Anyway, while many kids' movies can be excruciating for grown-ups to sit through, I can totally recommend this one. I enjoyed it a lot. It's surprisingly good for a kids' movie. Even the humor. Clifford the Big Red Dog is still playing in theaters, but no doubt the movie will soon be available on Blu-ray and digitally from Amazon Prime. You can watch another movie review here, and down there you can see movie reviews of movies from the 1990s. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.